My wife gave me some good advice before I hit the road today. Try to stay out of trouble. Well, I hope to. The thing is, I don't have any ill intent in my heart. And in fact, I wrote an email today specifically about that. I wrote a lot of emails today, but one of the things that I hope to bring to Scootergate on January the 3rd is not a message of anger or revenge or sticking it to the man. I'm hoping that I can bring the same amount of energy and enthusiasm and kindness that I have for years and years and years in a hostile and kind of emotionally cold environment to the courtroom. Because if you think about it, a courtroom is about as devoid of emotion as you get in the world. Like lawyers, I don't know if lawyers just don't get hugged enough as a kid or what's going on with that, but you got to kind of put yourself almost in a soldier mentality. And that's why I think I respect lawyers and judges so much, because you kind of got to put the emotions down when you're dealing with the facts and the truth. And that's easy for some people to do. It's impossible for some people to do. I can do it, but I don't like it because life is so much better with emotions. There's just no doubt about that. Being able to remember everything so well in my life has to deal with the fact that, I'm kind of an emotional guy. I have a lot of emotions, and emotions are tied to memories. So I asked today of Lord Justice when I come to the hearing on January the 3rd, if I can bring a bunch of junk. I want to bring my air fryer. I want to bring Ernie the puppet. I want to bring 30 silver dollars and a Hardee's gift card. I want to bring a picture of the Powerpuff Girls. I want to bring Mean Girls the movie. I want to bring Nacho Libre the movie. Now the thing is, I remember when I gave a speech back in school, they always said, hey, always have a visual aid. So I'm kind of trying to go back in time to, what makes a good presentation? What makes a good speech? And having good visual aids might help that. It's not my goal to turn the conference room at AB102 into a circus. It's not going to be a very pleasant ordeal. There might be some people there that have the satisfaction of me like finally going away, and that'll be a positive thing. But even that, there's been a lot of days where I've put in a lot of long hours at the monastery and collapsed into bed and saying, man, I did good today. I don't know if people will finally collapse into bed after January the 3rd and say, I feel great, because you know what? I did everything in my power to make Mr. Gurr go away. I hope not, because I still believe that I have 3 good years left to give the special needs kids of Wisconsin and my team. The thing is, the focus of my energy the last 2 years has been trying to make things better for my team even more than the kids that I serve. And the reason for that is simple. The reason the kids gravitate towards me, the reason the kids love when I'm working, is because I love being there. There's just something about that you cannot fake. When a kid looks at you and sees the excitement of, hey, you know what? I'm really excited to be here today. I'm really excited to help you. How can I help you today? kids kind of really appreciate that. It's kind of like, well, if you're really, really thirsty and someone offers you a nice cold Dr. Pepper, you're going to take it. If you're really, really hungry, your tummy is rumbling, and someone offers you a delicious Dr. Pepper glazed ham sandwich with 4 M's. Now, I had 2 Dr. Pepper glazed ham sandwiches last night after my hour-long swim. Woo, hit the spot. Man, that Dr. Pepper ham was just amazing. So anyway, I digress, and I do that a lot, and I'm going to try not to do that so much in the courtroom on January the 3rd. I digress. Sorry, Lord Justice. Sorry, Attorney She-Hulk. I digress. What was I talking about? Yeah, I was talking about giving kids that special thing that they really, really need when they come to the monastery. The orphans. Like, I have a lot of friends. I got family that work out at the monastery, still do. And I don't want anything bad to happen in that place, because people got to feed their kids. People got to keep their lights on. People got to pay their bills. But none of them want to go to work. And that's the truth. If they had the choice of, hey, would you rather sit at home and get paid the same amount of money that you make at the monastery, would you take us up on that offer? I kind of got that with administrative leave. I don't know how many months I was sitting at home getting paid, and a lot of people were probably jealous and envious and like, man, what's up with that? You know, Mr. Gurr makes some videos and he's getting paid. Well, I got terminated, so hey, I guess it didn't end up all roses for me. But the thing is, I know there's a lot of people that would rather sit at home and watch Netflix, play video games, watch cat videos, doing things that occupy the mind but really don't make the world a better place, and get paid for it. The thing is, if there were 2 or maybe 5 or maybe 10 people at the monastery that had the same drive, the same zeal, the same passion for being there, or I should say the monastery, would change so quickly. Like, even the people that have been there 30 plus years, if I had to go around and if we put everybody in the gymnasium that works at the monastery, and there's over 700 souls, I believe, that work there right now. And I looked every one of them in the eye and asked them the question. I said, is there any place you would rather be other than the monastery? I think 99% of those people, if they told me, yeah, there's no place I'd rather be, I think they'd be fibbing. I think they'd be pulling my leg. I think they'd be saying that because they like the amount of security that our job has. Because don't get me wrong, I said this, was it yesterday or the day before, that there are people in my position that make as much money as the generals of the United States Armed Forces. What's not to like about that? There's just no better reward in life than a job well done. And I got no shame in anything that I've done, on duty, off duty, at the monastery. I am hoping that after it's all done on January the 3rd, I feel peaceful inside. I don't feel angry. I don't feel resentful. I just want there to be always someone like me at the monastery. The person that was that person before me, I call her Little Red Riding Hood. You know, her last name is Wolf. And she just brought so much love and compassion and joy and kindness to everybody that she worked with. She was just the best. You know, and after the party of 2007, after King Leonidas and his spear kind of wrecked it for everybody, and I'm owning that, you know. If I didn't have those sick abs back when I was young and full of beans, the monastery might be a better place right now, because Little Red Riding Hood would probably still be a unit manager there. Heck, she'd probably be director by now. That is how awesome she would be. But after her and her husband left that place, there was a sputtering torch that was just kind of left on the ground, because they gave so much to try to make that place a family, and not like a cliche like it is these days. Like, usually when people say, yeah, we're a family at work, that means, yeah, we have a toxic work environment and we're covering it up by saying that. There was a point in time where the monastery, it was a family, and I felt so cool being the crazy uncle of that family. I don't know who, if anybody, is gonna dare touch that torch after I'm gone, because when you're holding a torch high, all eyes are on you when you're in the dark. Now that's slightly embarrassing. I was just kind of talking to myself for I don't know how long, because the maximum sized file limit was reached in my phone as I was jabbering on. So I don't know what was going to be captured and what won't be captured on this car ride down the lake road today. But I got a feeling that Grandpa Bob up there probably cut me off right before I said something really stupid, so I'll just take it as a favor. I was talking and didn't even realize that the phone wasn't recording, so hey, what are you going to do? Mr. Gurr is not a cell phone expert, but we're coming up on fishtails really soon here, and I talked to the owner and proprietor of Fishtails not too long ago on a phone call about getting a Dr. Pepper for my Dr. Pepper glazed ham. My wife and I went to Quick Trip for our Quick Trip Christmas, so I didn't have to go down the lake road to get it, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to stop in and buy one today, because hey, as I said in an email recently, I like being a man of my word. That's important to me. So I am gonna pull in, maybe leave the camera running, pick up a Dr. Pepper because he says that they're in there, and then, well, we're gonna drive down the road a little bit and see if there is a parking spot in the visitor's place at the monastery. There's been an email sent out with regards to, hey, if you see this vehicle, you notify security immediately. And like, maybe I'll get a chance to chat with security today before I head for home. But before I do that, 1505 North Drive, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, or is it Winnebago, Wisconsin? Hard to say. Conference Room AB102. I want to know how big that room is. I have ideas about inviting people to that proceeding because, like I said, I am really gung-ho about trying to make the monastery better for the people that come afterwards. Not just the client, the team as well. So, Scootergate, it's going to be my gift to the monastery. I also want to give out an air fryer. I hope that Lord Justice lets me bring my air fryer to the hearing on January the 3rd, and I can pick the person that I believe will deliver that air fryer to the break room of the monastery. Because, like I've said, microwaves are bad. They agitate the water molecules, and, agitation isn't the best way to make change. So, I'm not looking to agitate anybody. I'm looking to inspire people. I'm looking to empower people. And hey, if I swing and miss, it's okay. As long as I'm standing at the end of it all, and I know I tried my best, what more can you ask for? All right, let's go see about getting the Dr. Pepper. We're gonna leave this running. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. All right, Mr. Gurr is back. I got myself a Diet Dr. Pepper because, man, I ate way too much of the regular Dr. Pepper ham. I got a peanut butter cup for the nieces and a Kit Kat bar for the nieces. Now, I paid a little bit of extra money for those here at Fishtails. If I would have tried to buy all this stuff on Amazon.com, I probably would have saved $2-3. But hey, I got a story from Corey, the owner and proprietor of Fishtails. He said that he was indeed working on Christmas Day, and it was so busy here on Christmas. Everybody and their uncle, grandma, and grandpa went fishing on Christmas. It's not very often that you hear that type of story where people go fishing on Christmas. So yeah, he said he had so much business, they just shut the doors at 3 o'clock and say, hey, enough's enough. Let's celebrate. So the world is changing. Of that, I have no doubt. Will the lake even freeze this year? I don't know. Things are definitely changing in the world. The world is getting hotter. Things are heating up. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go take my candy bar and my Dr. Pepper just down the street a little bit onto the property of the monastery, see if there's a parking spot, and then we're going to go try to scope out this conference room at 1505 North Drive. We'll see how it goes. Like I told my wife, if I get arrested, she knows where the bail money is. It's all going to be good. It looks like there's a lot of cars around here today, so it makes me think that it's business as normal here at the monastery. The interesting thing is, in one of the chapters that I wanted to write in my book, PCT, Patience, Compassion, and Teamwork, was called Parked Car Tallies. Like, depending on what day it is, what time it is, the amount of cars at the monastery vary greatly. Like, for example, on the weekend at like 2 in the morning, you could probably say, well, there's maybe 30 or 40 cars here. But right now, there's a bajillion. And all the visitor spots are open. So I'm going to take one. I'm going to park right in the middle. I'm going to open my trunk. And I'm going to find this place. Riding on my scooter. You hear that beeping in my pocket? Well, that means it's 12:12. I'm right on time. I found North Drive. So we're going to take a drive down the street and hopefully take a look at that conference room. That's the goal that I'm setting today at 12:12. Well, I was a good boy and didn't take any video footage of myself inside of the Wisconsin Resource Center because they had a lot of signs up there like they do all over the monastery about how taking video footage is a no-no. These are some beautiful, beautiful trees, and you know, I can't go up and give them a hug because if I do, I might end up in jail. Kind of makes me sad a little bit. But yeah, I got information. This is the director of the Wisconsin Resource Center. And I left her a very nice, eloquent message regarding the hearing on January the 3rd. There was a gentleman inside, Officer Brian, I'll call him. He was very helpful. And he insists to me that, dude, there is no way there's going to be an open to the public hearing at the Wisconsin Resource Center. So, well, I'm going to go home and kind of talk to the state of Wisconsin about that because I really, really want to have a chance to speak my mind openly to the public. And the public should have a right to be there. It's not as cool as the Rocky poster in the garage, but hey, it is what it is. Sweetie, how do you think this is going to go?
Fair and just.
That's what I like to hear.
Absolutely.